Nvidia gained more market value than all of Germany's companies combined. In a single year, one chip company, 1 year. $1 trillion was invested in AI in 2024, most with no clear return. Microsoft, Google, Meta spending hundreds of billions building AI. Nobody is sure how they get it back. Is this the biggest bubble in history, or the future being built? This is the AI bubble explained like you're 5. First, what is artificial intelligence doing? AI finds statistical patterns in enormous amounts of text data. It learns which word most likely follows which other word. At massive scale, this becomes remarkably useful and impressively convincing. ChatGPT launched November 2022, reached 100 million users in 60 days. Instagram took 2.5 years, TikTok took 9 months, ChatGPT, 2 months. Every CEO on Earth suddenly needed an AI strategy, yesterday. Investors smelled the biggest opportunity in a generation, maybe ever. The money flood began, trillions of dollars chasing AI. But is the technology as transformative as the investment assumes? To build AI, you need chips, specifically Nvidia's GPUs. Nvidia's H100 chip costs $40,000, each one. Training one AI model requires thousands of them simultaneously. Microsoft, Google, Amazon ordered chips by the millions. Nvidia's revenue grew 122% in a single year. Extraordinary. Nvidia's stock went from $150 to $950 in 18 months. Nvidia briefly became the most valuable company on Earth. A chip company, founded in 1993, worth more than entire economies. This is the gold rush, and Nvidia sells the shovels. Whether gold is found or not, Nvidia already got paid. That is a genuinely brilliant position to be in. Now let's talk about the companies spending the $1 trillion. Microsoft announced $80 billion in AI infrastructure spending in 2025. Data centers are the physical backbone of AI. They are enormous. One large AI data center uses as much power as a small city. Microsoft, Google, Amazon are building hundreds of them. The electricity grid cannot keep up with the demand for power. Microsoft is literally funding nuclear power plants to power AI. They reopened 3 Mile Island, the nuclear plant that had an accident. This is not metaphor. This is happening right now in the real world. Now the critical question: does AI generate enough revenue? Goldman Sachs asked, where is the $600 billion AI needs to justify spending? Nobody answered. The question echoed across Wall Street. Now, the bear case. Why serious people think this is a bubble. Reason 1. AI makes mistakes confidently, called hallucinations. AI cannot reliably tell you when it's making something up. A lawyer used ChatGPT for legal citations. All 6 were completely fake. This is not a bug being fixed. It is a feature of how LLMs work. Reason 2. The cost to use AI is enormous. Revenue is not. OpenAI loses approximately $5 billion per year, making ChatGPT. They need to raise revenue 5 times by 2029 just to break even. Reason 3. AI is getting cheaper fast, which is bad for revenue. DeepSeek, a Chinese AI, matched GPT-4 for 95% less cost. Nvidia lost $600 billion in market value in a single day. In one day, $600 billion, because AI was getting cheaper. Reason 4. AI productivity gains are hard to measure or find. MIT economist Darren Acemoglu says AI will automate only 5% of tasks. The hype says AI will replace most workers. Economists disagree. Reason 5. AI has no moat. Any company can build it. OpenAI built GPT. Google built Gemini, Meta built Llama, all competitive. When many companies offer the same thing, prices fall to zero. This is how railroads, electricity, and the internet all ended. Essential, cheap, and terrible for the companies that built it. Now the bull case. Why serious people think this is not a bubble. Argument 1. The company's spending is not speculative. They have revenue. Microsoft makes $250 billion revenue. Google makes $350 billion. They can afford to invest and wait for returns that may take years. Argument 2. AI is genuinely useful for real tasks right now. GitHub Copilot makes developers 55% faster. Measured. Real. AI is designing drugs in months that took decades before. DeepMind's AlphaFold solved protein folding, a 50-year science problem. Argument 3. The infrastructure will outlast the speculation. The dot-com bubble crashed. Amazon, Google, and Facebook survived. The data centers being built will power the next 20 years. Argument 4. We are genuinely early. Capabilities keep improving fast. GPT-2 was released in 2019. GPT-4 is vastly more capable. If improvements continue, in 5 years, AI may look unrecognizable. That is the wager the big companies are making, a bet on the future. Now, let's look at what history actually tells us about technology bubbles. The railroad bubble, 1840s. Railroads were obviously the future. Investors lost fortunes. The railroads remained and transformed America. The lesson? The technology was real. The timing was wrong. The dot-com bubble, 1995 to 2000. The internet was obviously the future. NASDAQ fell 78%. Pets.com died. Amazon fell 90%, then became everything. The same lesson. Technology was real. Most investors still lost. AI may follow exactly the same pattern. The technology wins. Many investors don't. The hard part is knowing which companies survive. Very few become Amazon. Most become Pets.com. That is the investing challenge. Companies that own real data win. Data is the real moat. Bloomberg has financial data. Google has search data. Both moats. Companies building AI applications on top win, not the model. Whoever solves the hallucination problem wins the enterprise market. Healthcare, law, and finance all need reliable AI, not impressive AI. Now, who loses? The answer is most AI startups. History says thousands will disappear. A handful become trillion-dollar companies. The rest become forgotten footnotes. That is how every technology revolution has worked. The winners are obvious only after the fact. The losers look obvious only in hindsight. Nobody knows today which companies those are. So how should we think about the AI bubble? Not as one prediction, but as multiple possible futures. Let's imagine 3 scenarios. Scenario 1, the bubble pops. Investment collapses. AI spending slows dramatically. Now the risks the hype cycle obscures. Real ones. Environmental cost. AI training uses extraordinary amounts of water and power. Google's carbon emissions grew 48% in 5 years. AI is why. Every ChatGPT query uses 10 times more energy than a Google search. Those costs are mostly invisible to users. The second risk, concentration. A few companies increasingly control AI infrastructure. That means enormous economic and political power. The third risk, labor disruption. Some jobs will change faster than people can adapt. History says transitions create winners and losers. Scenario 1, bubble pops. Investments don't return. Infrastructure remains. AI eventually becomes useful, like railroads. Scenario 2, AI delivers. Revenue justifies investment. No crash. Healthcare breakthroughs. Scientific discovery acceleration. Real GDP growth. Scenario 3. The most likely. Messy middle. Both things true. Some AI companies win big. Most fail. A few transform industries. The technology changes the world. Investors experience mixed returns. Exactly like railroads. Exactly like the internet. The bubble exists. The technology also exists. Those are not contradictions. They may simply be different time horizons. The market may be early. Or the market may be wrong. Probably both, at different times. The future usually arrives slower than expected, and then faster than anyone imagined. Here is what the AI bubble of 2024 actually teaches us. The technology is real. The valuation is almost certainly excessive. These two things can both be true simultaneously. They often are. The railroad was real. Investors still lost money. Both happened. The internet was real. Most .com investors lost everything. Both. Transformative technologies don't make most investors rich. They make us all richer. Cheap electricity didn't make investors rich. It electrified civilization. Cheap AI may transform civilization. Companies building it may struggle. The biggest winners may not even exist yet. Just like Google barely existed during the .com bubble. Or Facebook, which didn't exist at all. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. What we know, $1 trillion is being invested with hope, not proof. What we know, this pattern has happened before, many times. And what we know, the world always looked different afterward. Nvidia is using this video to process your prompt right now. The bubble you're watching is partly the tool you're watching it with. That is genuinely new. No bubble has ever been its own medium. The .com bubble was not accessible via the internet in 1998. You are using AI to understand the AI bubble. Consider that. Somewhere Nvidia's servers process 1 trillion operations per second. Somewhere OpenAI burns $5 billion trying to get to profitability. Somewhere a researcher uses AI to find a cancer treatment faster. All three are happening simultaneously, right now, all of it real. The bubble may pop. The technology will remain. Use it wisely. $1 trillion. Invested in a question nobody can fully answer. Can machines truly think, or only predict? We don't know yet. But we're spending trillions to find out. That makes this one of the biggest experiments in human history. Maybe the investment becomes the greatest technological breakthrough ever. Maybe it becomes one of history's largest bubbles. Maybe it becomes both. History says that's entirely possible. The only honest answer today is, we don't know. Nvidia, $3 trillion, one company, one question, unanswered. Does AI make the world better enough to justify its enormous cost? That question is being answered right now, with your money, and your attention, and your electricity, and your data. Every person watching this is already inside the AI bubble. The only question is whether it becomes something more than a bubble. The $1 trillion will answer that in about 5 years. Now you know. The AI bubble explained like you're 5.
If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more finance disasters, market crashes, and billion-dollar mistakes that changed history. The next one is even crazier.